Okay, hello Sheila. Hello Lex. How are you today?
Yeah, good now. Yeah.
That's good. Well, you look so much better and you sound healthier, which is good. So tell us what's happened in the last week.
Oh, Lexi took me on a nice river cruise. And,
Beautiful.
Melissa looked after Kennedy for the weekend, and it was really nice.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And why did you go on the cruise?
Just to, rekindle our relationship and, something, for the two of us.
Sure.
Just something
Sounds
romantic.
Good. Yep. And you didn't talk about the kids or?
No, not at all. No, we decided we thought, well, we won't talk about the kids and just take time out for ourselves.
Sure. Sounds wonderful. That's very good. I'm happy. And well done, Lex. Good on you.
Our own bonding time.
Yes, that was good.
Yeah.
And Kennedy was okay with Auntie Melissa?
Yeah, she was fine.
Beautiful.
Yeah, she knows. And she got to see her cousins.
Yeah.
Well,
that's good.
So it was good.
That's very good. Okay, so it looks like things are looking up for you too then. So, how's Byron and...
Yeah, he's going good actually.
Yeah.
We've formed. We actually sat down over the weekend and talked about how we can make Kennedy a bit more involved and not stressed out as much.
Sure. Yeah.
So we've decided not to talk about Byron too much around her. But earlier in the week, I took them both to the movies. They talked a little bit, but not too much.
Sure.
But we've also decided, Byron being 20 and being an adult, and I've just found out that he's got himself a girlfriend now.
Oh, okay.
So we've decided to not talk about Byron as much around each other and around Kennedy as much. But I still want them to get to know each other a bit more.
Sure.
But however, Byron's 20, he's got himself a girlfriend.
Yeah.
And we need to focus more on our family.
Sure.
And Kennedy more, as Byron being the adult.
Yeah.
And I'll let him know and he understands.
Oh, that's good.
He's at that age where him and his girlfriend do their own thing.
Yeah.
And I'll still try and catch up with him, maybe after work for a beer.
Sounds
and
good.
Still get to see him every now and again.
Well, that sounds really good. It sounds like you're really trying to work things out, which is good. And it's good that you're not mentioning and borrowing in front of Kennedy as much. So that's really good because it gives her the sense that my dad's really focusing on me. Which is really good. So I'm glad to hear that. Now, I just wanted to bring something up. I know it's not something that a lot of people would like to talk about, but in this case, because Byron is your son and you have a 14-year-old daughter, because of the age difference and because they're not paternal brother and sister, we need to still be careful for the safety of Kennedy, because she is a young girl, she's going through hormones, and he is a young man now, and because we don't really know a lot about Byron, I'm not saying that he would do anything, but just to have these precautions in place just in case, so you know that Kennedy's safety is more than Byron's. Byron's old enough to look after himself now, whereas Kennedy's still a young lady growing up. So I think we should, as you said, you're still seeing Byron, but could I suggest that you not bring him home at this stage? If you're going to see him somewhere else, at a designated arrangement place that you feel that both of you want to go and have a chat and talk to, and how does that make you feel?
In a way it's okay. He's got his girlfriend now.
Yep.
But in a way, if it's for Kennedy, and then slowly get to know him a bit more, and then invite him back into the house.
Sure.
For maybe more dinners with his girlfriend.
Yeah. I'm not saying don't bring him back into the family home, but I'm just saying just to, until you get to know him more, and then, and understand who he is and where he's coming from and things like that. And he needs to understand where you're coming from. You know, you've still got Kennedy to think of and to look after, and her safety is, you know, more worth than, I'm not saying Byron's safety is not worth anything, but, you know, he's a young man, he can look after himself, sort of thing. So, but does that sound good to you? And do you think that's a good thing, Sheila?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, sounds good. Okay, and so everything's going really good, which I'm really happy, and both of you are bonding, which is great, and you're talking more and not about Byron in the household, like you said, so which is really good. Now, what I would like to do is, I have a couple of diaries here. So what I'd like to give a diary each to use, and I'd like you to do some homework for me. How does that sound?
Yeah.
I know I haven't done homework for ages myself. So, Sheila, I'll start with you first. Now, what I'd like you to do is, in the diary that I give you, I would just like you to write anything and everything down. So, the time that you spend with Kennedy, write it down. You know, anything that she says to you, you know, write it down if you think it's irrelevant to write down. But also I want you to write, even if you're sitting at home when she's at school and Lex is at work, and just write how your emotions are, what you're feeling at this time, you know, what made you think of that emotion, what made you think of that in the first place. So just anything you feel, write it down. Doesn't matter if you think it's only something small, just write it down for me. And Lex, when I give you your diary, I would like you to write in it, especially the times that you spend with Byron and Kennedy. So when you're with Byron, doesn't matter where you go, come home, write it down, write down his feelings, how he felt, your feelings, how you felt, you know, don't necessarily what you talked about, but just how you were feeling at that time. And then same with Kennedy. When you're with Kennedy, write down how your emotions were together, how you were, what you're thinking about, just anything and everything. Like I said, it might be just a tiny little thing that you might think is not irrelevant, but just write it down. So how does that sound? Sounds good?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah? Alrighty, sounds good. Now, the other thing is, like, I know you've already been doing it, but just keep talking. Okay, now I know it sounds like we've discussed it, we've been over it, you know, we can't discuss it anymore, but it's best if it's out there and you're showing your emotions of how everything was before, how everything is now, where do you think we're going to go, you know, how's it look, what's your goals, you know, you might say, Lex, you know, I would really love it to have us go out, you know, go away on a holiday as a big family, and, you know, and just say to each other how you feel your goals are. And Sheila, you might say, well, you know, I can't deal with Byron at this moment, and if we do go away, I prefer it just to be us. So as long as you discuss everything and anything, and doesn't matter if it involves Byron, Kennedy, you know, or yous too, just get it out there and get it on the plate. And I can see that yous are both working so well together in working through this issue. And I know it's not easy, but I just feel that yous two are so doing a great job in what yous are doing, especially supporting Kennedy and Byron as well, and you supporting each other, because it's not easy when something like this happens, Lex, but I can see that both yous are working through, and it seems to be working really well with the way yous are discussing. So in our first session, Sheila, when I said to you, could you tell Lex how you were feeling about the situation, would you tell Lex now how you're feeling now about everything that's going on, and since things have progressed in the last couple of weeks or last few months, and do you just let him know how things are between you two now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Lex, I'm really happy that, you know, you're making an effort as well to include me and to include our daughter as well in your life. I mean, it's not always still about Byron anymore. I mean, I know you're happy in a way that, you know, you had a son that you didn't know, about. I know with different circumstances and everything that has happened, which I wasn't happy about, but you know, I'm going to try and come to terms and we can work together. Like we're both established, we can work together to, you know, try and make this work.
Yep, that's on.
You know, and we're very strong, we've always been strong. And that's why we're very compatible, because we're very strong together.
Yep.
So I feel what you're doing right now, you know, you're doing the right thing. After, you know, seeing a counsellor and everything, I know, you know, we've come to terms with what the real problem was, and now we've kind of bypassed that a bit, and now we're working on like not neglecting me and our daughter Kennedy. So I'm proud of the progress that's happening between us now.
Okay, thank you, Sheila. That's really nice. So how do you feel about that, Lex, and what she said?
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yep.
I understand now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad we've been able to work out our relationship as well.
Sure.
And I've been forgiven. To focus more on Kennedy.
Yep.
And still have that bit of a bond with Byron, but focus more on Kennedy and the family.
Yeah.
And then hopefully even better things will come about.
Sure. Sounds good. Sounds really good. Now, you know, I'm not suggesting, you know, just completely forget about Byron now. You know, he's just coming into your life. So I'm not saying, you know, wipe him off clean and forget and start thinking about Kennedy again.
Yeah.
But, you know, it is baby steps, and it will take a while for everybody to get used to the idea of there is this other person that's in this family now. And, you know, and hopefully with the more sessions, and then we can bring Kennedy in next time maybe and see her point of view on all this, and obviously with yous two in here as well. And so we'll, you know, baby steps, that's all we need to take, and things are going really well. I can see between yous two, yous are sitting closer, which is good, and the bond between you I can see is going really strong. So I'm really, really happy for you guys. Now, how about in a couple of weeks, if you talk to Kennedy, see how she'd feel about coming in, and we can get her input into how it's been going for her as well, and things like that, and you know, and just let her to voice her opinion, because it seems like she's been thrown this curveball, and she's not had her opinion only to, you know, to you, Sheila, like you said, because she's not opening up to Dad anymore, because he seems to have his Byron on his plate all the time. So does that sound good? Bring in Kennedy in, see if she wants to come in, and we can have a little talk and see how she's going. And
I think she might like that. Yeah.
Yeah. And is school going okay for her, or?
Well, she's outstanding.
Yeah.
Her behaviour is outstanding. Everything's outstanding. But ever since this occurred, her grades have been going down. You know.
Sure.
She's not been concentrating very well at school.
Yeah.
And, you know, she's been pushing her friends away, and, you know, things are not looking up for her at the moment, because she's going through a lot of, you know, family emotions.
Yeah. But I think, you know, it is understandable her going through that, because there's a bit of disruption in the family now. But working on it, I can see you guys are. And if she sees that, you know, things are okay between Mum and Dad again, then her grades might pick up again. But we can talk to her about that when she comes in a couple of weeks, and we'll leave it for a couple of weeks, because I want her to get the idea, you know, of you talking to her and saying, look, you know, I'm not a mean person, I'm not going to bite her and things like that. So, you know, just get her into the thing of coming. And if she wants to talk about it, she's welcome to. If she doesn't want to, that's fine. But just, you know, give her a couple of weeks to sort of get the idea of coming in. So does that sound okay to you guys?
Yeah.
Okay, look, I can see that everything's going really well. You've got your diaries, so just fill them in put as much information as you can about how you're feeling, everything else, how Byron's feeling, how Kennedy's feeling. Put as much as you can in, and then by the 2 weeks we can sort of get a bit of a pattern of see how things are going between today and 2 weeks, and then we can see the different, you know, how things have progressed between you guys and the kids as well. Sounds good?
Yeah.
All right, and don't forget, Lex, if you're going to meet Byron, to meet him away from the home, just for the protection and safety of Kennedy at this stage. And then once you get to really know him, then you can sort of start, you know, bringing him back into the family as more often as you want, and see how things go.
Okay.
Sounds good?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, thank you, Sheila, for coming in today. I really appreciate it. I know it's been hard for you, and I really appreciate your honesty in the way you feel, which is really good. And Lex, I appreciate your honesty of what happened and sharing that with Sheila as well. So thank you very much, and I will love to see you in 2 weeks. So if we can make another appointment, and we'll go from there.
Yep, no
All
worries.
right, beautiful. Thank you.
No worries, thank you. Bye.